Welcome to the State of Charge Garage. Well, a totally stripped down version of it at least. As you can see on that wall behind me, there's no charging stations. And for the first time in 13 years, I don't have a level 2 charging station in my garage. You could probably see all the holes on the wall where the conduit used to come through and where the outlets were. That's where I always do my charging station reviews, but for a little while that's been put on hold so I can do a complete garage transformation. I've partnered with Garage Living to totally transform my garage to a new state-of-the-art, state-of-charge recording studio. I'm going to be documenting every step of the process so you can see exactly what goes into a Garage Living total garage transformation. Step one is to install the new Floortex flooring, and in order to do so, we had to grind up the epoxy floor I had done about 7 years ago. Now you might ask me, Tom, why are you grinding up an epoxy floor? It should be permanent. Unfortunately, it's not. You could see the Garage Living employees on the right just peeling it up with scrapers. That's not supposed to do that. Now, I had it done by a professional company, and I paid a lot of money to have it done. It seemed like they did it right, but unfortunately, the epoxy floors frequently separate from the concrete and peel and flake. Mine did it in less than a year after I had it done. It started peeling and flaking. All over the garage, there were patches and cracks. So we're going to grind this all off and install a Floortex polyaspartic coating. Garage Living only uses Floortex because it's a polyaspartic floor covering. It's superior to epoxy. It has better abrasion and chemical resistance than epoxy does. It also has a rapid curing time, which means most of the time the Garage Living team can install it in 1 day. I had to do it over 2 days because it started pouring raining when they were doing it and water was splashing into the garage. But otherwise, they would have had it done in 1 day. Well, what's so great about Floortex flooring? Why is it better than epoxy? Well, it is a UV stable top coat and it maintains a high glossy finish. It doesn't yellow or fade over time. That's number one. It has better abrasion and impact resistance than epoxy. It bonds to the concrete better, and it has better chemical resistance to oil, gasoline, engine coolant, and any other contaminant you might see in your garage. It also has a textured surface for better traction than traditional epoxy coatings, and it has a higher heat tolerance than epoxy. And Floortex will resist what is called hot tire pickup, where you actually leave permanent tire markings on the floor. Garage Living provides a 10-year limited warranty for all of their Floortex floor covering projects. I sure wish I had that with the epoxy floor coating that I paid for. Once the base coat with the flakes on top dries, the next step is to scrape up all the excess flakes, vacuum, sweep them up, and then they apply the top coat of the Floortex. Now this really seals everything in and provides a nice, smooth, glossy finish. Once the floor dried, it was time to install the new multicolored slot walls that will allow me to hang all my charging stations wherever I need to. Now, Garage Living has a variety of color options, and you can even mix in some aluminum diamond plate as I did for the bottom 24 inches of the walls. Garage Living goes into great detail during the installation to make sure everything's perfect. They even have color matching screw heads so the screws blend right into the slot walls. Once the slot walls were installed, the crew hung the cabinets and installed my workbench that has a black stainless steel finish. I selected the same black stainless finish for the folding table. This is a great option for those that only need a table on occasion and would prefer to have the extra room available when you're not using the table. You simply compress the 2 tabs underneath and the table folds away and tucks in neatly against the wall. After assembling all of the cabinets and setting them in place, my garage makeover was almost complete. But before I added the state of charge finishing touches, I had a visit from Aaron Cash, president and co-founder of Garage Living, to discuss the project. So I'm here today with Aaron Cash, president and co-founder of Garage Living. Aaron's responsible for the beautiful new state of charge garage. Aaron, tell us a little bit about Garage Living, what you do, how you got started, all that cool stuff.
Well, thanks for having us, Tom. I can't take credit for doing all this work. Our local operator really did all of the heavy lifting, but we're happy to contribute and take part in it and be part of what you're doing with the State of Charge. So Garage Living was started in 2005 by myself and some partners at a time where the garage category was really non-existent. People were using the garage as traditionally they would for maybe parking, as a dumping ground for storage and seasonal equipment and sporting goods. And then really, it started to take on a life of its own, where it became an extension of the home and of the homeowner's lifestyle. And that created an opportunity for us to really focus on this space and all of the products and services that would create a multi-use space, something that is clean and bright and welcoming when you come home every day.
Well, it is clean and bright and welcoming. And hopefully it's going to welcome all of my followers are going to appreciate the new revamped State of Charge garage. I tell you, I did a lot of research on this because I knew I had to upgrade. I knew I had to present a better environment for my reviews. And I started doing some research. I didn't find anything that really just wowed me until I ran into the Volvo Recharge Garage, which you partnered with Volvo to do. And just, the quality of the materials is one thing that really stood out to me. This is a working environment for me. This is a working garage. The slot walls had to be very strong because I have a lot of heavy items to hang on them. I'm gonna have 20, 30, maybe as many as 40 EV charging stations that all could weigh 30, 40, 50 pounds at sometimes hanging on the wall. So it had to be strong. I wanted to have a floor that would hold up to the abuse of commercial use. And I had done my floor with an epoxy floor coating. I hired a professional company here in New Jersey. I paid a few $1,000s. We did the epoxy floor. It was guaranteed. It wasn't gonna peel. It wasn't gonna chip. Within 6 months, it started to bubble and peel and flake. And they grinded the surface, they prepped it. I thought they did everything right. So they came out, they fixed it, they repaired what was cracked, but then it kept cracking and breaking. Then my warranty was up. I had a 1-year warranty. I think it's called polyaspartic.
Yeah, so that's the actual product's name. So our product's called Floortex.
Floortex.
And so, like you said, epoxies are great for certain environments, especially ones that are temperature controlled, high traffic, like warehouses and things like that. But for the residential application with a garage, especially in our climate where there's very, very hot months and very, very cold months, there's a lot of expansion and contraction. And so with an epoxy, it's a very brittle product, whereas polyaspartics and Floortex in particular has a lot of elasticity to it. So there will be some movement in the floor and the product won't delaminate from the concrete due to that movement. So that's just one attribute. And then, it is fast curing, so it definitely gets that bite into the concrete and allows us to complete the project in a short period of time, which, allows you to move back in and continue filming all of your great content. So that's just one part of it. We need in order to do projects like this, we have to, the quality of the products is the bedrock, is the foundation of what we do. And then creating designs that are unique to each and every customer is really what makes our business really unique to many homeowners.
Yeah, and the Floortex floor comes with a 10-year warranty. So if it starts chipping and cracking like my epoxy floor did, I've got a nice warranty. I'm sure it's not going to, but I have that security that it comes with the warranty, which is really, that gives me confidence that the product is going to last.
Yeah, some peace of mind just to make sure it lasts and it looks as great for your showroom space or your studio space, as well as when you bring the cars in.
Yeah, another thing that really hooked me on Garage Living was you have so many different designs. Some of these other companies that I looked at, it was kind of like, oh, here's what we can do.
Right.
But when I contacted the Garage Living franchise here in New Jersey, John was the person I work with. He was like, okay, well, what are you trying to accomplish here? Yeah. What do you want to do? Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. Tell me what your budget is.
Right.
We'll make it work. So, and you had all these different types of designs so you could choose from. It's not just like every Garage Living garage looks the same. There's all these different designs that you can customize it. And I wanted to set it up because, like I said, this is a studio. It's different than a regular garage. I needed it to fit my needs. I needed to have a shelf that was foldable, that was bolted to the wall and could hold heavy weight, but I can slide it down when I don't need it. I can lift it up when I needed it. I wanted the workbench with a durable top with light built into it, so I can look at little nuts and bolts when I open up the charging stations and need to fix things. I mean, everything worked. For me, it was clear that this was the direction to go in, and that's why I did. And the cabinets, these things are solid. I can't even move them, they're so heavy. I mean, this is what I want in this environment here. I want this to last forever. I don't want to be replacing this stuff in a few years, and I get the feeling with your products, it does last forever.
Yeah, I mean, so it starts with what you mentioned at the beginning in terms of customization, not necessarily building custom products, which we can do, but for the most part, it's really building a custom solution for each and every one of our clients, which is like what you said, with John coming in and really understanding what you're looking for, what your needs are, what your wants are, and what this is going to serve its purpose as, which in your case is a studio/home garage. So we really look to understand exactly what our clients are needing and wanting, and then we put together a package that works for them. And like you said, no two are really the same. And so that allows us really great flexibility in terms of making sure that we satisfy those needs. And then with the products, whether it's the wall organizers or the cabinetry, everything is a certain quality that really will stand the test of time. And our products are built in North America using powder coated steel and welded construction. And so we really don't sacrifice the quality of products in order to make sure that they last as long as our clients need them to. And then, that is, one way of doing things, but there is, the cost associated with doing that. So that's one thing that people consider in terms of different products and services, how much are they going to spend? And one of the things we work through with clients is not only what is your budget and what you're looking to do, but also really educating them on, that this is a large space within most homes. And so relatively speaking, it's an inexpensive project per square foot a lot of times. And then what does this add to the resale value of a home when you're going to either sell or, bringing people in to evaluate sort of, what your home is worth?
Absolutely. I can imagine if I was home shopping and, came here, obviously I'd take all the state of charge banners off, but what's left over, what guy wouldn't want this to be their garage space? It has to add value to the space.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that person coming in not only will look at this finished space and say, okay, well, if this space is finished this well, the rest of the home is going to be taken care of, without any sacrifice. So everything has been taken care of. And then, you mentioned just, what guy would want this. Many of our clients are both men and women. Mm-hmm. And really it's not about creating a man cave space. It's for a lot of your subscribers, it's, having a place to charge their vehicle. Mm-hmm. And so that's both men and women and the entire family. And so it is just about what you need for your space, what your family needs, and we can create that for you.
And what you did create, which is really important, I almost forgot to mention, I had a specific need for brackets. Because I need to hang the charging stations on the wall. I need to be able to lift one up, put it over here, lift one up, put it over here, wherever I needed to shoot the video. And they have to be really strong. Mm-hmm. And they had to work with this. You have so many different types of brackets. We were able to find one that works perfectly, even for a charging station. You have brackets that are like baskets that you can hold sporting goods with. You have brackets that'll hold fishing rods, bicycles, all kind of different attachments that you can add. You even sell lifts. I wish I had the height in the ceiling here. I don't, unfortunately. That'd be so cool. But you have lifts that can integrate into the garage for people that have a tall enough roof and want to have an extra vehicle in their garage. So that's really why I went with Garage Living. It was the complete package. Everything it checked all the boxes that I needed.
Right.
And I want to thank you for coming and doing such a fantastic job. And thank you for coming here to talk to my viewers, to talk a little bit about what Garage Living does. And why don't you tell everybody where they can find you if they're interested in talking to a Garage Living representative.
Yeah, so we have over 40 locations nationwide and in Canada. And the easiest way to find your closest showroom or someone that can meet with you in your home is to go to garageliving.com, and you can find our locations there. And we have 1-800 numbers as well. So if you want to speak to someone and talk about your project, feel free to call those numbers as well. And we can give you some ideas or connect you with your local representative.
Awesome. And if you live in northern New Jersey,
Yeah.
if you contact me through my YouTube channel and I can arrange it, it's possible that I can have you take a quick peek at this if you want to look at the quality. But I will at least return the email and talk to you about my experience with Garage Living. I can answer your questions if you have any questions about my installation, and hopefully that'll help you make a decision. Well, Aaron, thanks for coming here today. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy, and I'm sure this is going to present a fantastic studio for the State of Charge community, and I think I'm going to be able to do even better charging station reviews now that I have a proper facility.
Thanks, Tom.
Now, while there was no move that bus moment like you see on the popular TV show Extreme Makeover, I did have the Garage Living crew park their truck in front of my garage doors and then pull out to reveal the finished product. Now, I'm really thrilled with how everything came out, but of course I had to add some of my own personal touches, the State of Charge swag, and I also had to have my channel sponsor, Q Merit, reinstall the chargers on the wall behind me, and also the 240 volt outlets that I use for my charging station reviews. And now that we're done here, honestly, I couldn't be any happier, and I really hope the State of Charge community feels the same way. After working with Garage Living over the past couple of months, planning everything out, scheduling everything, honestly, every part of this process went so smoothly. I can highly recommend them to anyone who's looking to really update their garage's appearance and as well as its functionality and create a much more pleasant living space at their home. Now, Garage Living has also agreed to offer the State of Charge community a complimentary $150 accessory bundle with every Garage Living makeover. Details on how you get that are in the description of this video. So that's it for the Garage Living State of Charge Garage Makeover video. As always, thanks for watching. We hope to see you again soon.